What is up? Welcome back. Did you think I forgot about you guys? Because I haven't. All right, I've been doing the Twitch thing and I've been doing other things, but I'm back and I'm here to more so go over some of the stuff that you guys had posted in the comments and just overall with this YouTube series. And now I'm back to kind of go over everything that you guys posted on so that I could possibly go over some sort of a tip video based on your comments, like an AMA almost, but it's not. So there's a lot of things to cover really quickly, and I just want to kind of like go through one at a time and put in each one of the comments that I'm about to talk about and who said it, and kind of go over my answer to that question or comment or something like that that I wanted to talk about. So here we're in our 11th video, I believe, of this Twitch tutorial series, and honestly, it's been cool. It seems like a lot of you guys like the lighting video, so that's pretty neat. Thank you guys for watching these videos, by the way. It does mean a lot. I'm a small streamer, and I'm just wanting to put content out on YouTube at the same time that I'm streaming on Twitch Monday through Friday. So here's some more stuff for you guys. So let's kick it. I don't have an intro. I don't normally people be like, oh, you know, here's what we're doing today, and let's get started. And then all of a sudden music starts playing, and it's like some flashy intro. Like you guys don't care about that. We're moving right past that. Into the video. There was some comments I wanted to read off and start to talk about individual things that you guys listed in terms of like questions, comments, concerns about streaming or OBS or cameras and lighting, all that stuff. So the very first thing I wanted to go over here. So the first comment comes from Unbox Tech Reviews. This was about a month ago. What is the spray you are using for the bloom? In my camera video, I went over spraying the lens, this lens here, to give the skin a little bit more softer appearance and for my lights to glow a little bit more. I've since then taken it off, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what I used. So I assure you, it's not some magical camera lens spray that you're gonna find in a store. It's not like that at all. This spray is literally, I just happened to be messing with this spray during one of my streams, and the reason I was looking for smoke detectors, because the reason I brought this out on stream is because there was this downtime and I just wanted to sit there and go over like stuff that we use in the film industry, like fog or smoke effects. So like this canister right here literally just puts out a fog or a mist so that it makes lights have like a, you know, like God rays and movies and whatnot. Like if you spray enough of this and I shine a light back over there, you're gonna see beams of light come in. Anyways, besides the point. So when I was demonstrating that, I literally took this and I sprayed my lens enough times to the point where my lens got coated with this spray. So, you know, here to demonstrate, I have this this lens here. I do not recommend you do this with your lenses. You could really screw it up. You could put moisture in the lens, and you could, you know, get mold in your lens over time and whatnot. So I'm purely doing this out of demonstration. But basically, what I did is I had a spray, and as the stream was going on, I was just spraying it. You know what I mean? And it's really hard to see right now, but you can kind of see like a little bit of the. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of wipe off part of this. You guys can see that it's actually adding a little bit of a coat. It's very hard to see, but you know, you can see with the reflection on my monitor where it's being coated and where it's not being coated. That is what was giving me my look in a sense. And it was just a very, you know, it wasn't a lot. It was just a little bit of a amount on it. And I'll just do it to this lens. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what happens if there's too much on this thing. So just bear with me. So now you can see just how crazy it gets if there's too much on there. This is the very extreme version of what I was talking about with that spray. Obviously, I don't think you should do this. You know, I just wanted to show you guys what that kind of thing did. And it was literally, I was just trying to show, you know, I was just trying to show an effect. And it's really hard to demonstrate without like the proper lighting and whatnot. But you can kind of see what this smoke kind of does, right? When the smoke is backlit, or when rain is backlit, it creates an effect. Anyway, all that doesn't matter. I just happened to put that on my lens by accident while demoing just this little can of fantasy effects spray. I know I have everything mirrored here, and I do that because when I look over at my OBS, it's really easy for me to point at what I'm doing. So, you know, if I'm trying to point to, you know, my nanoleaf lights over there, or my life effects beam light right here, it's very much like I'm looking into a mirror when I look at my OBS, which is what I'm looking at over here, even though you can't see me. Look over there. that's what I'm doing. So that's why everything's mirrored. Someone mentioned that in a comment saying like, hey, everything's great about these videos. It's just really annoying that everything's mirrored. Yeah, I get it. I don't want to, I guess I could unmirror it in post. It's literally probably a couple button presses, right? I'll just leave it the same. Okay, so one thing I kept seeing in the comments, and it wasn't by one in particular person, it was more talking about the cam link from Elgato. Everyone seems to have gotten on this DSLR craze on Twitch once this little cam link came out, and it's literally a USB 3.0 stick that got you 1080p at 60 FPS from some DSLRs and some sources. They have since come out with a 4K version, which, to be honest, I don't think I'd ever use it on Twitch per se, because I don't ever want to go back to 30 FPS on stream. And those of you guys that know, there are options out there for 4K at 60 FPS, but that Cam Link 4K only does 30 FPS. However, it does do 1080p at 60 FPS. So if you guys are looking for that Cam Link, that's an option. The only reason I haven't gone the Cam Link route is A, because I already have a bunch of capture cards, and B, because I think the Cam Link, and I don't know this 100%, I'm not an expert on anything I'm telling you guys here. Again, I'm an idiot when it comes to all this stuff. I'm just bringing the knowledge that I have, but I don't think the Cam Link works with every camera out there. It doesn't work with every HDMI source. I don't know what would make that not function, but I have 3 different types of capture cards, and they've all accepted, even from Elgato, I've all accepted any signal I put through it, as long as it's, 1080p. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. I've never used cam links, so when you guys are asking me about using your stuff with cam links, I can't really help you out because I've never used one. I've always used capture cards. I have an external Extreme Cap U3, I have an internal HD Pro 60, and I have an internal AverMedia Live Gamer 4K. Okay, moving on. This next question or comment comes from JC about 3 weeks ago. Says, 2 PCs seems complicated and hot. I don't know about the hotness, other than I can attest to that, saying that during the summer when I'm streaming, these computers feel like they get 10 times hotter than they actually are. Right now they're running at a pretty good temperature because it's like 30 degrees outside or less. And I feel like my apartment is like 60 or 65 degrees. But anyways, this thing of it being hot, it's not really hot, but it can get kind of toasty depending on where you keep your PCs. I don't know if you're just saying hot as in like temperature hot, or hot as in like something else. But anyways, talking about the 2 PCs seeming complicated, it can be really complicated. Most of the time, the video itself is very, very simple to get through. And I think I touched on this too in the OBS setup, or dual PC setup, if I had talked about that somewhere. But it is not that complicated to set up a 2 PC setup. Where it gets complicated though is with the audio. Audio has been the biggest annoyance for me for streaming since day one. Getting audio to go to 2 different PCs, to hear audio coming in from one PC only and not having it go out to the stream, or having audio from your game PC or your stream PC into your headphones only, or let's say you have an Xbox and that source is going into a computer. It's always been irritating to try to figure out where audio can go, where you get duplicates of audios and all that stuff, and trying to get everything perfect with the 2 PC setup with audio has been a nightmare. I've since come up, because of NDI being out there, and you don't even need good internet speeds for this NDI. With NDI, if you're only using audio through NDI, it is not taking a lot of signal to send audio. And I found a very good way of just sending NDI signals back and forth via my stream PC and my game PC to be able to hear audio. So let's say my console, and it's always been a headache with consoles and other external components here. Let's say I have my console going into my stream PC's capture card. Now my stream can hear it, but my stream PC audio is not being heard through my headphones. So the way I get around that is I take the capture card source inside of OBS, I right click on the source, I go to filters, I add a dedicated NDI, and I transfer that over to my game PC. So now that my game PC's OBS has that audio source coming in, then all it's as simple, just right click on that NDI source, go to your advanced options, and listen, but mute to the output or whatever. You just listen to it essentially inside of OBS. So then it plays through your NDI and finally gets back to your headphones. And there's barely any delay at all. It's it's not 100% like 1:1, but it's like there's like a 2 millisecond delay or something like that. I forget. But there's all these little audio options now with NDI especially that have come in that have really helped me in my situation. So audio can be really complicated. Video is the easy part. But if you guys need help, just comment below and I'll do whatever I can, man. And if you need more videos, if you need a handheld walkthrough on setting up a capture card into a PC and outputting everything, I'll do it. You just let me know, yes or no. Just type yes or no, I'll do it. Next comes in from Max Andre, who says, hey Activator, I'm wondering if it's possible to create a beautiful 1080p 60 stream gaming and streaming on one PC. I currently have a 6-core i7-8700 and a 1070 Ti. I've tried using the faster preset in my OBS, but it seems to lock up my system for streaming. Any tips? Thank you for your time. So yeah, and I do want to do a whole separate video. I think I'm going to do that after this video on just using your GPU to stream with, and that's the codec NVENC. There's also a new beta plugin somewhere out there. I might have to look it up, but it uses, and it's like NVENC2 or something like that. I don't really know. I'm going to look into it. I'll post a link down below if I can. I do recommend that if you are a single PC streamer, 100% try to stream off of your GPU. Try to get yourself a nice GPU, see if you can overclock that GPU, and then try to stream off that GPU. A program I highly recommend is MSI Afterburner. I use that on my PC right now, my game PC, to overclock my GTX 1080 to get a little bit better FPS inside of games and everything. Just the one thing I haven't done in forever, encode off of my GPU. So what I'm going to do is try to make a video on seeing what kind of quality I can get out of streaming off my GPU versus my CPU. I know that the CPU will always look better, but I do want to test out, you know, a dedicated stream PC with a GPU. I'm on for Tim the Tapman. His dedicated stream PC is using NVENC to stream with, not his CPU or his Intel chip or whatever he has in there. So I'll do some tests and I'll make a video for you. I got you, man. One thing I can say though is even though you're trying faster and it's kind of locking up your stream, you got to find that balance between bitrate and that preset. Bitrate and preset are really going to affect how hard your PC is working, plus having a game running. So I would recommend you take an intense graphics needed game and try to have that running while running these tests. You know, hopefully you have a second monitor that you can throw OBS up on that monitor or your task manager, so you can kind of see your usage of your PC and just see how much everything's working, and just start to play around with your bitrate. Lower the bitrate, slow down your preset, up your bitrate, you know, make your preset a little bit faster. You got to find this balance, man. It's all about balance in the OBS world, man. It's a very hard fine-tuned thing, and for single PC streaming, you're either going to need a really good chip, and the 8700 is a great chip, but you said 8700, not 8700K. If you had the K, I would say to try to I would recommend, if you have a K in your CPU's name, to go ahead and overclock that bad boy and get yourself a little bit more bump, so you can increase your quality, or at the very least not have drops in your gameplay or anything else. You know, so look into overclocking. It's scary, but look into it, and it could be worth it depending if you're you have a good cooler and all that stuff. Another comment comes in from Twitch Devlin. Hey Devlin, I know I keep seeing you in my chat every now and then, and they say, quick question, have you ever had any issues with voice meter and having to reset the audio engine? My voice will start to crackle until I reset the audio engine. Can happen after time for 30 minutes, then be fine for hours. I see that there's an audio refresh option, but I don't know. I see there's an audio refresh option, but I don't know where that is. So what I have to say to that is, like, if I leave my computer running for a while and I keep voice meter up and running, at times my voice will, the little level will just kind of lock up, and I will have to restart the program. I don't really know where the auto refresh button is, or how to set that up. But honestly, man, I just recommend every time you restart your stream, just go ahead and close out and reopen that voice meter app, and you should be good to go. If you're having issues with crackling and all that stuff, I'm not sure that is voice meter. You do want to rule that out by taking out voice meter and just try to stream without it one time and see if that crackle comes back. You got to slowly backtrack your way to find out what the culprit is that's making it crackle. It could be a power issue, it could be a bunch of different things. I don't know if you use an XLR mic. I don't know if you use USB mic. Could be the mixer itself. Could be voice meter. Could be a filter you applied. I'm not really sure, but just make sure you start at scratch, work your way from the ground back up, and try to find the thing that is making your mic crackle. So do a stream, test out without voice meter banana and without any filters, or and just kind of go from there and see if that crackling goes away. I got one question from Joe. This was about 18 hours ago. He says, is there an equal program like voice meter banana for Mac? I'm struggling with popping noises even after matching your OBS settings. I have this same mic and same pop filter attachment. So I'm not really sure what type of pop you're talking about. If you're talking about pops coming from your voice, like you talking, or if you're literally getting audio pops where all of a sudden you get a large, loud ping sound and all your audience, like maybe you don't hear it, but your audience just hears a loud screeching beep sound. I've had that happen a couple times, and since it has gone away, I'm not really sure what I did to fix that. I just want to say maybe just try to reinstall your audio drivers and start there. In terms of your Mac and voice meter banana, I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm sure a simple search online could find you something. I saw some stuff, one thing called Rogue MOBA Loopback. I'm not really sure if you need like a virtual mixer. There was something like if you're basically, I need to know what you're trying to accomplish with the program. I think you have two different questions here. One is there a program like voice meter banana for Mac? And then also, there's the popping noises. Are you trying to find something that will get rid of the popping noises? And if that's the case, literally applying a noise gate and a compressor on your mic should, at the very least, you'll hear that pop, but it won't be so crazy loud for chat. It'll try to, it'll try to take down that volume level so it's at least acceptable to listen to if it ever comes up. With that said, I will try to look into other programs like Voice Meter. I use Voice Meter just because I wanted to put a little bass into my voice, and that's what we got going on here. So next comment comes in from Tiny Mosh, who says, I use a ring light right now to light my stream. It does make my eyes super tired after a long stream though. Would it help to bounce it off a wall? What should I do to make it less? So I'm not really sure what you mean by but it makes your eyes tired. I don't know if you're looking directly into the ring light. I don't know if the ring light's off to the side. A problem I've always had, and as a person who worked on multiple interviews and whatnot, I've always I've sat in, and I've, the cinematographer will light me as if I'm the person being interviewed. So I'll sit there in front of a light, and I can tell you that having a light behind your monitors and behind your camera aimed at you can be overbearing at times, depending on how bright you have it. And again, this is where I come in and say my camera doesn't need a lot of light to see things. I'm literally just having my monitors as my sources of light. If you're using a light and you're getting very tired by it, yeah, I would recommend, as opposed to having it directly come at you, to maybe stick it off to the side and bounce it into the wall behind your camera, or at least bounce it off to some sort of wall and see if you can get some sort of return to get a little bit of that light on your face, to be able to have an easier time dealing with the light constantly in your face. It'll be much softer. Another option you can do is put that light a little bit further back and find yourself a piece of diffusion. So another option you can do is to find yourself a piece of like diffusion. You can literally do this with any type of paper or cloth or something like that, but if you have a strong enough light, this is actually an actual diffusion that we use on lighting and whatnot inside the film industry. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's 216. This is what we use on our lights to kind of soften up. You can see how it's a little bit opaque there. But you stick a light behind that, and it's gonna really soften up that glow, so it's not as crazy harsh on your eyes as having it behind something. And the further away that you have it, the more spread you're gonna have on your actual light itself as well. So if you have something like a flashlight or something more of a directional light source, a piece of paper or a sheet or anything will really soften up that glow. Try out some sort of diffusion. It could be a shirt, it could be a sheet, it could be a paper. I don't know. Find something. Make sure you're not gonna like burn it up with the heat from your lamp or whatever you have on. But you might want to look into that and try to shine something through, an opaque sheet or something. It might help. It might make it easier on your eyes too, you know what I mean? All right, so those are the kind of comments. The only ones I saw that needed answers that I could better answer on a video like this, rather than just post in the comments, If you guys ever have any questions, just drop a comment. Most of the time, if you guys are asking a question, 90% of the time, I'm gonna respond. Whether that be the next day, a week later, or a month later, I will respond at some point. And I apologize if it takes me a while. I'm gonna try to stay more on top of YouTube videos and whatnot in the comments. So leave comments and ask me questions you guys want. If I have the answers, I'll do it. Again, I'm not like some Twitch god that knows everything about streaming and what you gotta do to get the best settings. I'm still learning as I go too. Every single day I'm learning something. I'm still dealing with some issues of my own. Even right now, this camera, I'm having to lower my preset while just recording in OBS because for some reason, even though I'm only seeing that my computer is using at max 70% CPU usage, I'm still getting overloaded encoder settings pop up on me if I increase my, if I slow down my preset just to record on. When I'm streaming with the slower preset, it's fine, but when I record, I think it has something to do with my SSD. I don't know. But I'm always learning, and I'm always willing to go out of my way to try to find solutions for you guys, within, means. So yeah, if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, message down below. If you guys want to sub to the channel, cool. If not, maybe don't worry about it. It's fine. Come check me out on Twitch if you want, or come talk to me live. If you don't want to wait for comments, just come into my channel Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll be over there. Come in and be like, hey, dude, I need audio help. How do I get audio from this PC to this PC? How do I listen to my Xbox while it's plugged into my capture card? How do I don't know, transmit my video from one PC to the other without having a capture card? What do I do? Help me out. Like, I'm there. Camera support, tech support, whatever you guys want. Lighting, come in and ask about my lighting. I don't care. I'm all for it. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Make sure to sub to the channel if you can. It helps me out, and slowly we can try to build this community and build this. Honestly, I greatly appreciate all the comments you guys have been posting down below. I'm just trying to be me and just trying to give you guys knowledge that I have. Why hold on to it anymore? You know what I mean? But so yeah, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/activator with an E, not an O. It's the internet. Obviously, I couldn't get activator, so I got activator. So, anyways, catch you guys over there. Yeah, okay, bye.